Hello, my name is Ilona, and I first want to start with something light. There was an article that mentioned that US states that wish to join Russia will be considered, says Duma member. Very, very interesting. I placed this article on my Telegram channel. I thought it was actually quite funny. Senior member of the State Duma, Russia's parliament, said that any US states that want to break away from the country and instead join the Russian Federation will be considered. State Duma deputy Alexander Tolmashev, I hope I pronounced that correctly, was responding to an online poll that showed that some Americans wanted their states to break free from the US. If Americans vote to secede from some states from the country and express a desire to join Russia, Moscow will consider it. I think this is one big troll thing. I thought it was quite funny. But I do want to take a look at the energy of the USA. Obviously, a lot of things are happening there. And the Durham case is coming up. More and more things are being shown. It's just Mr. T showing his love for a certain letter in the alphabet. I got the King of Pentacles. So plans are being rolled out, and I think these are the white hat plans. We really are now in the phase that more and more plans are put into action. But I'm just going to take a look at the energy of the USA. Let's see, we have the Ace of Cups. The central card is the Queen of Cups. We've got the Knight of Cups. In the past, we have the Ten of Wands underneath the central card. We've got the Four of Pentacles in the near future, and we have the King of Pentacles again. So that's a very important card. It has to do with planning, things that were put in motion, the chess game I've mentioned before, and many others have mentioned before. This is all being planned. And there is a change happening, especially with emotions, connection, intuition, connecting to God. I think that's very important right now, especially in America and worldwide, to be honest. It's about connecting with your intuition, connecting with God, and understanding this is a spiritual war. Essentially, this is about our energy. So we're going to win it with our energy by looking at our energy and dealing with our energy. I have to mention, I actually got something through. Sometimes I hear a voice or some message I get in the night. And I don't know if I've made it up myself or if it's my unconsciousness. I just leave it at that. I just want to share it. That the time that is given now, it feels like like it's a bit dragged out. It's not only to help people to wake up, so give them an opportunity to wake up, but also the people that are already working with this, already waking up, that they have the time to heal. That's what I found very interesting. So this time given to me is also to heal myself, and I think that's very important, and especially with these cards also in America, and I do believe it's worldwide, but I'm of course having a card reading about the energy in America. It's about healing as well, a new connection with ourselves. Because if we are not connecting and we are just waking up, we do understand what is going on, but we don't know how to work with our energies, we're going to keep manifesting situations we don't want to, because we don't consciously are creating. We need to look at our energy. We need to look at our shadow side so we can really start manifesting what we want. And we can do that by connecting with ourselves, by connecting with God, by understanding what's really going on. And there's still a lot of heavy lifting going on. So it still feels like oppression, like so much is going on. Of course, a lot of people are in the USA probably looking at Mr. B like, what is going on? What is that man doing? It's really about destroying the USA corporation. It's already broke, but it's now showing, it's now collapsing. And for a lot of people, that's a lot to handle, because obviously a lot of people have no idea what's going to come next. I do believe there is already a Republic of the United States of America in the shadows. and that will be brought. It will, if the old falls, the new will come in, and it will be a beautiful new republic, really meant for the people of America and not just for the corporations and for the dark energies. But I do see financially it's going to get very, very tough, and it's all part of this plan. So this is holding on to what they've got. Someone is holding on to what they've got, afraid to let go. But I do think that this has to do with the financial system, the energy crisis the USA is facing as well. So I do believe this it's going to get tough, but it's part of the plan. It's necessary to get rid of all these old systems, to really show people what's been going on. So it's not going to get, it's going to get tougher. How to say it? It's going to get more chaotic. It's going to get tough. And then it's so important to have that connection, to understand that you're going to be fine. You'll get through this. You are a child of God. Remember that. And that's what this is about. That's what this period is about. And probably the message I got through, it's about healing ourselves, connecting again with who we truly are. And that's why this time period may seem like dragged out, but it's not just about waking up people. It's also time so we can heal. If we step into this beautiful new energy, we're going to see or manifest a lot faster. So if we haven't looked at our shadow sides and all these dark energies in ourselves, still there, you know, the skeletons somewhere are still there, we're going to be faced with them. And if we haven't been able to deal with them before, it's going to get very hectic if we have to deal with them suddenly. It's like so everything that's inside of yourself, you'll be shown quicker. The reflection will be there. In this world we've been living with, we've been manifesting all along, but it took time before we truly saw that manifestation. And we've been programmed to manifest in a certain way. So if we really have to step into our own authority and start understanding that we are the ones manifesting, and we are the ones that have to decide what we're going to manifest. And we need to connect with our emotions, our feelings, our spiritual side. We need to connect with God to really truly start manifesting and not be afraid anymore. If we get through this and you are waking up, you do understand all the things that's been happening with the governments, for instance, but you haven't really looked inside yourself. You haven't really dealt with things inside yourself. It's still going to get very tough. So I do believe that this period of time is also time to heal. So this is the energy of the USA. I want to take a look at something that it's not going to be easy, but I saw a message that I actually placed on my Telegram, and it was quite a serious message. It's about children that go missing each year. Where do they go? Well, after about 20 years of being through hell, pretty much, they pop up in cities as members of certain protest groups. Think about it. None of them have family or children. Well, they have all kinds of addictions and mental problems. And he ends with, these were the kids on the milk cartons. And I just want to take a look. I do believe there's truth to it. It does resonate with me that the children that have made it through are now being used. These are also the group of people I'm talking about when I talk about the MK Ultra people. Some people have no idea that they are MK Ultra and they actually live a normal life, but you also have a large group that been through hell, that just awful things and are pretty messed up, and they are now being used for protests, especially in America, but around the world. They're put into motion if let's just say they want a certain agenda pushed, like the climate or what's going on, of course, with the gender. They push these people forward, and of course, if things need to escalate, they make sure that it escalates. They have full control over these people, and I just want to take a look with just the energy around this. We have the 10 of Cups, And we have the Four of Swords as the central card. We have the Page of Pentacles in the past. We have the Ace of Wands. That is interesting. And the Page of Cups. And the Fool. This is very interesting because, of course, this card is the card of the Whitehead. So I do think that the Whiteheads are trying to help as much as possible. They are obviously already helping the people and the kids they've rescued from the tunnels. And I think they're trying to help this group as well. But it's still on hold. It has to do with family taking away from their families. I do believe that many of them have been through horrible things and have completely been brainwashed to think a certain way. They're being used. That's why most of them have a lot of issues, mental issues, addiction issues. But it's all standing still right now. That's interesting. Standing still with the Whiteheads trying to help. So they are hoping, maybe they've been infiltrating these groups as well in hope of helping from the inside out. It wouldn't surprise me because, of course, the dark energies have infiltrated obviously many groups and have created these groups. Then, of course, the Whiteheads did the same thing to reverse everything that's going on. That's the chess game. So I believe that the Whiteheads have been trying to infiltrate these groups and understanding what's going on and trying to help in their way. Although these people have been through so much, it takes a lot of work to truly help them. And some of them may not even be capable of getting out of this because of what they've been through. But I do believe that the Whiteheads are trying to help, most likely trying to infiltrate these groups and trying to help in that way. We see different energy coming up. So I do believe, especially with the Page of Cups, that new things will be available. It wouldn't surprise me if new technologies, especially after everything that's going to happen has happened, new technologies will be rolled out to help them. And I think that will be necessary. Most likely the med beds. And the med beds can be used for many things. It's also possible to use them to, how do you say this, take away certain memories. That's what they've been using, if I'm not mistaken. I've read that somewhere and it resonated with me, that certain children coming from the tunnels been through so much that they are not capable of processing that. So they kind of take away, it's not that they take away the memories, but they kind of just push it to the side so the child can start healing and most likely deal with it later, obviously, because people and children will need to deal with what's happened. And also for the soldiers that went in there to help them out and take away those memory or just push them to the side, so to speak. And that's very important to help them heal and ultimately to help them deal with it. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if that's what's going on, if they are going to help these people. Like some of them most likely won't be able to do anything with it. If someone is completely also working for the dark energies, completely following that agenda and are not opening up and have done things, because unfortunately a lot of the victims, the children who were really treated horribly, later actually turn into perpetrators and actually do the similar things that's happened to them. It's unfortunately a way of coping, and some of them really have completely turned off their feelings and emotions and really have no sympathy, no empathy, and that's of course what the dark energies want. And they will be, I don't think they'll be able to reach those people. But I do believe that new technologies will come up to help them. And I do believe that right now they are infiltrating those groups of people and seeing what they can do there and how they can help. And sometimes they'll just have to stop them. So this is also a stop to these groups of people, because they will do a lot of damage. They can still do enormous damage to a lot of people, so they'll have to be stopped. So I think they're probably been infiltrating and seeing what's going on and what's the best course of action in certain groups with certain people. So I'd like to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.